What up, what up? We have ourselves a compound inequality that we have to both solve and graph. So whenever you're given a compound inequality, which means here's one, here's another, and it's separated by the word or this time, you solve each one individually. So let's solve u on the left. I always like having my variable on the left side, so we'll subtract 8x from both sides like so. Regular x minus 8x is negative 7x. Drop down to plus 18, drop down to greater than or equal to, drop down to 4. Now it's a two-step inequality. Subtract 18, cross you out, drop down to negative 7x is still greater than or equal to negative 14. Now, the next step is to divide both sides by negative 7. Whenever you multiply or divide an inequality by a negative, you must flip the sign like that. And so this guy started out like this and ended up like x is less than or equal to 2. Now the other guy is going to be really strange, and you might see why off the top. All right, 15x on the left, 15x on the right. Subtract 15x, subtract 15x, you disappear, and you're left with negative 15 is less than or equal to 5. Now, whenever your variables all disappear, which they did, and you're left with nothing but numbers, you are asking yourself, is this a true statement or not a true statement? Is negative 15 less than or equal to 5? And the answer is yes. And when that's the case, the answer is infinite solutions, or all real solutions, depending on what your teacher is, or infinitely many solutions. The wording doesn't really matter. So my answer in this case, verbally, is x could be less than or equal to 2, or everything. So if you're wondering, all right, well, I remember that if it's an or statement, you're allowed to have both graphs on the thing. That's true. But if the answer is infinite solutions, you're still going to end up with the entire number line as your answer. It doesn't matter that part 1 says it can be less than or equal to 2. The fact that part 2 says it's also, or it could be also, everything means that your number line is just going to cover everything. So that is ultimately our answer. The ultimate answer is that it's infinite solutions. And so when I graph the entire number line. I'm not even going to label it. You can't make me.